Of course, each of us knows that the universe is an endless space filled with so many stars, planets, and galaxies that the scale is simply beyond comprehension. Some people are fascinated by space, while others find it downright terrifying. And no wonder. In the observable universe alone, scientists have counted more than 500 billion galaxies. But did you know that almost every celestial body in the universe can produce its own unique sound? What's more, researchers have even managed to record some of them. Keep watching to find out what sounds are made by the sun, black holes, and even our own planet Earth. Let's go. But first, let's explain how researchers managed to record the sounds of space. After all, the universe is a vacuum, and the human ear can only perceive sounds through vibrations in the air. It turns out that celestial bodies emit extremely long radio waves. Their frequency can be fairly easily compared to the frequency of air vibrations. We humans cannot hear these radio waves, but scientists found a way around this. They capture the radio waves with a special antenna and then transmit them to a speaker. All that's left is to amplify the sound so it can be heard more clearly. And voila, you can actually listen to the sounds of space. And yes, rest assured, some of them are truly enjoyable to hear. The sun is an amazing star, without which life on our planet would be impossible. When you look at that small shining down the sky, it's hard to believe that in reality, it is about 109 times larger than our own planet. And now, you have the chance not only to see the sun, but also to hear it. When you hear the sounds Mercury makes, it feels as if the planet is suffering from the heat. And no wonder, it's the closest planet to the sun, separated from it by a relatively small cosmic distance of about 58 million kilometers. The planet Venus, named after the ancient Greek goddess of love, produces sounds that are far from romantic. And that's no surprise. Venus is actually quite terrifying. On its surface, the temperature reaches a hellish 462 degrees Celsius, and the atmospheric pressure is roughly equal to the pressure of water at a depth of 900 meters. It's hard to wrap your mind around it, but Earth, just like the other planets in our solar system, is also capable of producing its own sound. And there's something a little sad about it. We all live on this planet, yet we cannot hear it. The melody itself, however, is incredibly beautiful in its own way. Even though the moon is very close to our planet, it is still full of mysteries. One of the questions that fascinates us is how this tiny satellite, which is 4 times smaller than Earth, can produce such eerie, frightening sounds. And although the landscape of Mars somewhat resembles our average deserts, it is not a place for humans just yet. The atmosphere is too thin, the surface is exposed to intense radiation, and the temperature at times drops to minus 143 degrees Celsius. By the way, although Mars was named after the ancient Greek god of war, the sounds it produces are actually quite soothing. Did you know that Jupiter is incredibly strong in terms of radiation and magnetic fields? Spacecraft usually steer clear of it to avoid malfunctions. Some astronomers believe that the cause of this phenomenon is metallic hydrogen inside the planet. Maybe that's why Jupiter produces such a strange hum? By the way, it is known that Jupiter has real active lightning. Since the planet's diameter is 11.2 times larger than Earth's, it's terrifying to imagine how enormous these lightning bolts can be. Scientists have managed to record their sound. Io, a moon of Jupiter, produces sounds that don't match our usual idea of what they should be. It is the most geologically active body in the solar system. On its surface, more than 400 active volcanoes send plumes of sulfur rising up to 500 kilometers high. And the sound? Hear it for yourself. It's hard to believe, but Saturn is a planet capable of changing its color. Scientists still don't know the reason behind this variety of colors. The most likely explanation is the change of seasons. The melody you are about to hear is the result of the interaction between the solar wind and the ionosphere. In Saturn's equatorial plane, there are flat formations made of ice and dust. As you might have guessed, these are the planet's famous rings, and they produce sounds as well. Now you will find out what sound is produced by one of the coldest planets in the solar system. Uranus's core emits almost no heat, and the temperature at the upper edge of its clouds often drops to minus 224 degrees Celsius. The rings of Uranus are, of course, not as impressive or noticeable as Saturn's rings. However, they are still worth paying attention to, especially since the sound they produce is amazing and perfectly suited for meditation. Scientists have even managed to record the sound of Miranda, the closest moon to Uranus. Its unique feature is its unpredictability. At first, it's a terrifying rumble, and then it turns into astonishing sounds that resemble the singing of sirens. Neptune, the coldest planet in the solar system, produces nothing less than a song of ice and wind. Amazingly, enormous hurricanes rage across its surface, with wind speeds reaching up to 2,100 kilometers per hour. For a long time, Pluto was considered a regular planet, but in September 2006, it was officially reclassified as a dwarf planet. It turned out that its size was simply too small. Pluto's mass makes up only about 7% of the total mass of the objects in the belt where it is located. Now, let's listen to its sound as well. A black hole is a celestial body that probably sparks more debates and disagreements than any other. It pulls in the matter around it and has an absolutely incredible density. To give you a sense of scale, a black hole with the same mass as Earth would be a sphere only 9 millimeters in diameter. The sounds you are about to hear were produced by a black hole located 250 million light years away from Earth. After the death of a star 10 to 20 times more massive than the Sun, a neutron star is formed. Very often, neutron stars appear as pulsars, rapidly rotating around their axis, rhythmically lighting up the darkness and scattering deadly radiation all around. Finally, we'd like to let you listen to the Symphony of the Planets. These are the sounds of outer space, recorded by NASA with the help of spacecraft. What you are about to hear is nothing less than the melody of the cosmos around us. Which sound impressed you the most? Share your thoughts with us in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss our new videos.